ESPN welcomes you to a special presentation of the United Football League.
Welcome to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. And welcome to the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama, where we start the final week of the 2024 UFL regular season. A prequel to next week's USFL Conference Championship. And here in Birmingham, the Stallions, a budding spring football dynasty, back-to-back champs in the USFL. Today they take on the hottest team in the league, the Michigan Panthers, winners of 5 in a row, and doing it with 4 different quarterbacks. The Panthers trying to pull the upset, maybe even get the #1 seed in the championship game, which we know will be played here at Protective Stadium next week. A week ago, the Stallions were the hottest team in the league. They were winners of 15 consecutive games, but a little trickeration, a little ground and pound from San Antonio. They win that game 18-9. They shut down Adrian Martinez and the Birmingham offense, and Wade Phillips loved it. They did indeed by a final of 18-9. It's the first time in the modern spring football Birmingham Stallions era they've been held to single digits. That high-powered, high-flying offense shut down, and they lose for the first time in over a calendar year. Here's the bracket. We know it looks like this. We have the matchup set in both the USFL and XFL conferences. You got the Brahmas and the Battlehawks. They're playing this weekend. Winner of that one will host their conference championship. And then the Big League Championship is in St. Louis a couple weeks from now, and we know that the Stallions and Panthers will play here in Birmingham next week. With that, we say happy Saturday, everybody. Thanks for starting it with us here in Birmingham. Alongside Sam Acho, I'm Drew Carter upstairs. We'll check in with Cole Kubelik and Stormy Bonatoni on the field in just a minute. So, Sam, this game technically, from a standings perspective, doesn't matter, right? But you think it does for these players.
Absolutely. Michigan has won 5 straight, the longest current winning streak in the UFL. If you win 6, now you have confidence going into your playoff game. Whereas Birmingham, they had the longest streak, but they lost. So imagine losing back-to-back and trying to go win in the playoffs. So this game, though it means, quote, nothing, means everything.
Of course, and with 2 of the best teams in the league, you know we're going to have some of the best players in the league. And these are maybe the 2 best. Their matchup today. Adrian Martinez, the Birmingham quarterback, a favorite for MVP. Breland Speaks, Michigan defensive end, a favorite for Defensive Player of the Year.
And might as well take out a favorite for Adrian Martinez and just mark it down for MVP. This dude is elite, not just with his arm, but with his legs. He leads the UFL in rushing yards. Now, Breland Speaks, on the other hand, had 3 sacks last week, 8.5 on the season, leading the UFL. He's dominant in the run game and also the pass game.
We're going to talk to both of these players before kick, starting with Adrian Martinez, who's on the field with Cole.
Adrian, just interested for you. You know you're going to get this team again next week, whether it's schematically, just mental, emotionally. How do you block that part of playing this game, knowing you get the same opponent for even more next week?
Yeah, well, it's what's got us here, which is a 1-0 mentality. That's what we have today. We want to win. When they're keeping track of the score, it matters if you win or lose.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you.
Stormy, over to you.
Well, and somebody who's going to be trying to chase that guy down is Breland Speaks right here. You said the first time you guys played against Birmingham, that was Adrian Martinez's coming out party. How do you make life harder on him today?
I think we just got to stay disciplined. Guys got to stay in their rush lanes, and we just got to make sure we contain them and not let them get going.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much heat you bringing today?
I'm always bringing 10, always.
Thanks, Breland.
Yes, ma'am.
He always is. Yeah, Stormy, he's a special player. He's had 3 sacks in 2 different games this season, Sam.
And he does it from different positions. Notice Breland Speaks right here on the inside, rushing from the inside. He's going to go on a pass rush game, but he's going to translate to his long arm. That long arm is something you need to pay attention to. He's going to lean back inside, not over the top, and get a sack. That's rushing from the inside. Now watch him play the run. We call this the surf technique. You'll see why in about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Look at him surfing on the surfboard. Why does this matter? You can't go out and go to that tight end. Don't get the running back. You're a quarterback player. Because he's so disciplined, that's a 0 gain. And then now you see Breland Speaks, the 2018 second-round pick to the Chiefs, rushing from the outside. He's going to be that long left arm again. Stab, lift, lean, sack. So this is why Breland Speaks is one of the favorites to be the UFL Defensive Player of the Year. He does it in all facets of the game.
Could be Michigan's 2nd consecutive league Defensive Player of the Year after Frank Inda did it last year. Here's who's wired today. Of course, both head coaches, Mike Nolan and Skip Holtz. A couple of quarterbacks. Bryce Perkins expect him to start the second half for the Panthers. Your guys, Breland Speaks. Cole Schneider, who's the center, and makes the calls for the offensive line for Birmingham. Here in the UFL, the home team decides. No coin toss. And the Stallions have opted to kick it away to start this game, so we'll see Chris Blewett, who is back after spending some time on injured reserve.
I found it interesting that Birmingham is deciding to kick. You think about some of the strategy that may go into this. You know, next week, if they're on the home team, they may decide to receive. And so it's interesting to watch.
And welcome to the Magic City, where the Birmingham Stallions and the Michigan Panthers play in the regular season finale for both these teams. This is a little appetizer for the USFL Conference Championship next week, which will be played in this very building, Protective Stadium. The Stallions kick it off with Chris Blewett from their own 20, and Terry Wright lets it skip through the end zone. Along with Sam Ottrell up here in the booth, I'm Drew Carter.